Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Eco Insider TV. This is the place where you get the latest focused that saves you time and money, gives you some really good tips. I call it my restyled. I'll give you a conventional version of a decoration or event element, and then I balance it with a eco-focused version. So good, so good. I'll spotlight vendors who are eco-focused, talk to you about the latest trends and statistics in the eco-focused event space. Again, did I mention eco focused? All of it, all the news is here. My name is Melody Dixon. I'm the CEO and founder of Pro Event Planners, curators of eco focused events. I support clients who are steeped in the knowledge of sustainability. That means their life is that way, their business is that way, their corporate culture, and they may already have it in their events. And then they reach out to me since what I do aligns with what they do. We work together, team eco focusedness. And I also work with people who are realizing that how they're living, how they're working, how they're running their business uh, includes a lot of waste, and they want to reduce that, but they're not sure how. And so they connect with me, I hold their hand, and we make little steps, little eco focused steps that make a big impact over time on the environment. So, what is sustainability anyway? According to the Google, it is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In melody speak, I feel in my spirit that God is expansive. You know, there's the creation of beautiful flowers and fresh fruit and foods, and so many different types of palm trees, and so many different types of mango trees. That's all very intentional and expansive and creative. And so if we're made from God, then we have that energy in us. That's why we always we want to trend set. We want to create things. We want to do art. We want to start a business, build a house, create a garden, do art. You know, all these things because we too are expansive, but we get to do so in an intentional way so that we're not depleting the resources, and we leave resources for our children, our children's children, and people 10 generations deep. That's what sustainability means for me. And I live that in my home life. And I'm always learning. I don't know everything, you know, but I'm always learning little ways to save water, reduce the use of energy, reuse things, capture rainwater. I live that. And so I also add it to my business. So I show my clients how not to waste paper or waste energy or waste water, all those fun things. And those aren't like huge big things in the 1 second, but they're little things you can do to get the momentum going. And once you try one thing and you see the effect of it, then you'll try another and another and another. And this is just planting little seeds of let's live together, work together, take care of the planet while we make money. Now, there are three elements to sustainability. The first one is the environment. We reduce what we're already using, reuse what we have instead of buying something new, and we recycle. Give things a second life. I even like to add upcycle to it because we can convert something not only to a second life, but make it into something brand new and expansive because that's just our nature. Then there's economics. We want to live sustainably, but also we want to be making money because not because it's green and earth friendly that we get to be broke as well. That's not a part of God's plan. So both gets to happen. And social responsibility. That's where we take care of our community. People have a place to sleep. They're out of the cold. They have food to eat. They have health care. Just We're taking care of each other. We're loving our neighbors as ourselves there. So today we're going to talk about what you should know before you have an event consultation with a planner. And I chose this topic because I've spoken to many people who come to me through different avenues. It could be a referral from a past client. It could be they saw me on Instagram. Oh, this one lady saw one of my event design boards where I create inspiration boards, and I will post that. I think it's every Friday I post one, and she saw it and she's like, I want that for my wedding. And so she reached out to me. I've had people come to me through my website, through my contact us page. I've had people call me because they found me through Google. I always ask, how did you hear about me? And that's a good way for me to know if where I'm showing up, people are finding me. So they find me, and then the next step is what? And that's what I'm going to talk about today. A lot of people aren't sure how to move forward uh, with a with an event planner. Like, how would they be working with a planner, and how do you get the ball rolling with that? And that's through a consultation. A consultation is a meeting with a professional in order to seek advice. And I specifically put professional in there because events are growth enablers. People grow their business, they grow their life and their social circle through events. And it's important. There's a lot riding on events. You invest your money, invest your time. You want to impress investors. You want to make sure that what your messaging is comes across clearly so that the desired return on investment happens. And so you get to speak to a professional who's had formal training and years of experience so that they can use their best practices that they learn to support you when things happen. Now, an event consultation is meeting with an event planner to discuss your event and get advice. Variation on the generic consultation, but it's necessary to uh, explain it that way because people may confuse event planning with event consultation. The consultation is just talking. You're talking about the event. And there are two types of consultation. The first one is the initial consultation. This happens when somebody reaches out through website or email, whatever it is, and they say, hi, my name is Alicia, and I would like to have an event. I want it to be this particular date, and I'm expecting this number of people, and I'm looking to do it on the beach, or I'm looking to do it in a park, or I'm looking at a conference center. That's basic information. If it's through the website, it comes to me in the form of an email, and I may respond with them saying, I do have that date available, or I don't have that date available. If I do have it available, I would then say, yes, I have it, and I'd love to set up a time to talk with you and do an initial consultation to uncover what your needs are and find out how I can support you. So let's say all that is done and we're going to have the consultation. This can take the form of virtual or in person. So I'm going to start off talking about the virtual consultation. There's so many other platforms. There's Teams, there's so many. There's WhatsApp video that I've used in the past. Whatever works for the client, because this whole process is all about the client. So let's say we do it on Zoom. I email them the Zoom link, and in it, it has the agenda of shows the date and time, the duration, how long the consultation is going to last, and an agenda of what we're going to be discussing so that there is no confusion as to what is going to happen. They get it ahead of time so that they can prepare and have all the information ready for me so that when I'm asking them, they'll know and I'll get the answer and we can get through quickly. And I am responsible with their time and mine. If it's in person, we're meeting at a venue, we're meeting in a restaurant, we're meeting in a bookstore, we're meeting at the office, wherever it is, I am there early. Well, even with the Zoom, I log on a good 10 minutes or so early, and I have music playing and my background is there with the plan, so already they know that I'm ready. If it's in person, I will make sure that I get the table for them. The table is clean, the seating is clean, the area around is clean, and I have water already on the table, paper and pen, maybe some mints. If it's in a restaurant, I'll have the water for everyone already there while I'm waiting so that when they come, they can sit down and it's all there for them to let's jump into business. The greeting is genuine. I don't pretend with people. But what I do is I note their energy because the person that is short on time and they're business like and they have like a controller personality, which is not a bad thing. It just means that they want to know. They want to know when what's going to happen, who's going to do it, so on and so forth. They want to know that. If they're a promoter personality, they're here for the party. They want to sit. They want to get to know Melody. Do you like plants? Do you have a pet? They want to develop a relationship versus the person who's a controller. They have 10 minutes to spare. They have a lot riding on this. They want to get to the budget numbers. What's it going to cost me? And how long is it going to take? So I note those personalities during the conversation if I'm speaking to them on the phone, or once they arrive and during the introduction, I can garner my posture to reflect that because I want them to feel comfortable. I don't want to be presenting like I'm speaking with a promoter kind of personality who's laid back and fun and here for the party while they're like, look, Melody, I have like 10 minutes. Let's go. So I note that and I adjust and I take care of them that way from the start. The first thing we do is we gather other details that they may not have included on the inquiry sheet on the contact us page, or that they didn't share on the call because they want to do all that at the meeting. So I come prepared with my inquiry sheet to fill in all the missing information. I come with paper and stuff for them as well if they want that, so that we can get started. Then we talk about they sit, I say, okay, thank you for meeting with me. I understand that we only have 30 minutes for this meeting. I just want you to ask me all the questions you can. And if the time has run out, please feel free to email me and I'll respond, so on and so forth. If they have more time, then we will, not be so formal. So that's the initial consultation. It's a conversation to get basic info so that I can present them with a way that I can support them. Once they do that and they're like, okay, Melody, send me a proposal, I send that day or the next day. If they say, okay, I like what I'm hearing so far, I want to go deeper, send me a contract. I already have one in my bag. I'm always prepared that way. Or if they want to make changes and have some time to review it, I'll give them a copy. I'll keep a copy, or I'll email it to them so that they can have their legal department review it and all that. The next would be an event consultation, which is different than the initial consultation. And this event consultation is for the client who wants to have their staff do the actual work of the event, but they need the guidance and advice to make it happen. And that's event consultation. I sit with that person and we go through from soup to nuts so that they have all the information that they need to do the actual event. What to look for in a venue, or if they've already told me that, I'll have some options for them to choose. They can go look at it themselves and decide which one. I'll have vendors for them for DJ, for photographer, videographer, event decorators, and they can decide, make the final choice. I just provide them the guidance and the information. That's all that a consultation does. If they need me to work on the event, then the next step would be event planning. And that's where we get deeper into the discussion of the event. Um, what's riding on this? What's the backstory of this particular event? Is this their yearly meeting? Is this investors meeting? Are they doing a presentation for crowdfunding or venture capitalist? Or if is it I don't know, for like HR hiring event? Whatever it is, I get to the backstory of why and who's in charge, who they want to impress, what's riding on this, and what's the return on investment that they're expecting. I get all that detail, and then we come up with a budget. And then I'll make sure that the elements of the budget match what's important to them, what's riding on this for them. An important question that I ask is, what is one thing that you do not want repeated based on the event when you had the event last time? What was one thing you would change about the event you had the last time? What is one thing you would probably love to see? That's another question. And when they answer, I look not only on, I don't only listen to what they're saying, but I look on their facial expression, their body language, what's important. Oh my God, the hotel did this. And this one particular client, I'll share this really quick story. This one particular client, she's doing a retreat and she opted last year not to go with an event planner, and she did it herself. And the hotel she used didn't follow through on some of the things that they had in the agreement. And I guess she caught it on the day of the event or whatever the last minute situation was. And so the hotel had to be scrambling to honor what they had given to her in the contract. There's a lot that could be unpacked with that. I used to be a conference services manager, catering sales manager, group sales manager, director of sales, regional director of sales, corporate director of sales. And I understand that when you give a client a contract, to protect the hotel's reputation and make sure that they don't lose any money is followed to the T, because there's places to initial, places to sign. And if we say we're delivering a particular thing, we know that if we don't deliver it, it's a problem. There's discounts are going to be asked for, refunds are going to be asked for, and things of that nature. So we don't want any of that. So we honor the contract. So whoever the person was at the hotel, they fell short because they didn't honor what they promised the client. And of course, the client, she's running her event. She doesn't have time to be reading the fine print and chasing after hotel staff, but she had to because she didn't hire an event planner. It eventually worked out, but she remembers the stress and the anxiety because she can't be running her event and being the speaker and presenter and everything and managing the behind the scenes of it all. It's too much. It's too much. And something is going to fall through the crack. So this year she has opted for an event planner. So I'm going to make sure she has a fantastic time enjoying her event and serving her attendees versus chasing after hotel staff with a contract. Say, you promised, it's right here, you promised. So I am going to share with, so that's the difference between initial consultation, event consultation, and event planning. Initial is first, you gather the basic details, and then you decide to move forward or not. And then once you decide to move forward, you can do it two ways. Either do an event consultation where you're helped verbally with your staff to execute the event, or you actually have the event planning done by an event planner. I will, at the end of the consultations, well, at the initial consultation, I already told you that I'll have my agreement, but I stay flexible with that because they may take it with them because they need things to be signed off on. So let's say it's signed off on and all is well, and they just need a recap. That's where I make myself available to answer any questions through emails, through phone calls, through texts. I'm always available that way. So what are the 3 reasons to make sure that you ask for a consultation with an event planner? And I just want to step back a little bit. Initial consultations are typically free, at least in my company. They're complimentary consultations and they last 30 minutes. The event consultation is deeper and longer, and there's a fee for that because now you're giving them how-tos and also providing resources as well as your time. So that's a service, that's an event planning service, so that there's a cost. So why would you have an event consultation or initial consultation? Well, reason number 1, it's an involved process and can be time consuming. Even if you're having an event at your house, it's time consuming. You clean the place and set it up and get the food and get the drinks and make sure there's ice and the DJ's on time and what songs to play, what songs not to play. It's a whole thing. It's very involved. And if you're also being the keynote speaker at your event or you're the bride, you can't both be bride and planner at the same time. I didn't even do that at my wedding. I planned as much as I could, and it was a smooth process because I didn't have to consult with anyone. No one had to sign off on anything. It's something I do with my eyes closed. So the wedding went smoothly, it went lovely, but at some point I handed over the reins to the contact at the hotel for her to do her thing because I had to be the bride. So you get to be focused on your event while the planner takes care of the involved process behind the scenes. Number 2, planners give clients back their time and save them money. They provide cost-effective solutions so they avoid common mistakes and pitfalls. As in the example with that client, she probably doesn't know about a pre-con meeting. And a pre-con meeting happens about a week or 2 before the event. That's when I have mine because I want to make sure that the items on the contract are executed and there'll be staff on site to execute it. And if there's some last minute changes that need to be made and some things that need to be sourced, ordered, scheduled, whatever it is, we have that 2-week window coming up close to the event to take care of that. So the week of the event or days before the event, there's no stress because everything is already in place. And if you have that mindset of trying to stay organized and focused for your client, then this will happen. If you're doing 5 million things, then it won't happen. Something's going to fall between the cracks. Number 3, ensure well-planned event, strong logistics, and achieve desired goals. As a planner, we talk about the details during the consultation, and then we execute on that. How many event staff do we need? How many servers? Will the buffet be manned or not manned? Is it plated? or buffet service, or bar, or you need a bartender. And how many guests? 200 guests? Well, you get to have one bartender per 75 guests. So you're going to need, for 200 people, you're going to need about 2 to 3 bartenders. That math comes from having formal training, having experience, and developing best practices so that you don't have to. With that eye of understanding the logistics of what needs to happen first, second, third, fourth, then the planner will make sure that the client doesn't have to deal with that. So those are the 3 reasons to have a consultation, is you can have a better understanding for what the planner is going to do for you based on what your needs are. And make no mistake, when you walk into a consultation, it's not about the planner. It's all about the client. The client gets to say how they're feeling, what they're looking for, what they didn't like at their last event. And the planner gets to listen more than speak. It's an opportunity for the client to get to know the planner, not to hear how great the planner is and how fabulous their brand is, and how they're, the planner listens to the client so that they know what to execute on and how to serve them. Now, there is a time and place for discussing your packages and things as a planner. And as a client, you get to listen to those, because once the planner explains what's in the package based on what she's heard or he has heard you say that you need, then you get to listen to what's included so that you can decide, yes, I agree, that's what I'm looking for, or no, that's not what I'm looking for, or add or remove. I don't want this, but I want this. What can you do? Because some planners have a custom package available. They can put something together based on what your needs are if it doesn't align with what they already have in store. But this consultation meeting is all about the client. Now, I want to talk to you about a package that will save you, my client, or any client, the hassle of having to chase down a hotel or a vendor with a contract and say, look, you promised XYZ and I'm looking on the event and it's not there. This is the pro event package. This is where I listen to you during the consultation and I hit the ground running, making sure that all the elements you're looking for, all the elements that are important to you, all the elements that are needed for a successful event is included. It's the pro event package, and it's a hire it done. You talk to me about the end. If you have any questions on that package, go to the website, myproeventplanners.com, and click the package link, and it's the pro event package. Click to learn more, and it breaks down exactly what is there. Now, if you have questions regarding that package, my email address is info@myproeventplanners.com. All right. That is it. Thank you so much for joining me on today's live. I hope this was supportive. Join me next Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll talk about another event planning element that will be informative, enlightening, or I may talk about a vendor or a client. I'll share stories, whatever it is. I'll give you all the latest information. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week.